For the last 2 weeks, I've had a joy of resting, switching off, and having fun. Not thinking, just going with the flow in New York City. Man mode. Right now we're headed into Uptown. We're going somewhere near Central Park to meet a friend for lunch. So first I want to say a huge thank you to Francis because he was the one who mapped everywhere I wanted to go. Brought me to places that I've never seen or been before. He arrived one day earlier, so he did a little bit of a tour guide. I think that's my train. So he arrived one day earlier and then he did a little bit of recce first before I arrived. Then he brought me around. So I just want to say a huge thank you to him first and foremost before I continue to the rest of the people. I'm gonna catch my train. Hold on. And I've taken the subway a couple of times on this trip, but I just want to say that this train really stinks and I don't know why. The train stank a little bit like somebody hasn't showered for a couple of days and his feet really stinks. But I think that's typical of the New York experience. I think this is my exit. Google Maps say exit via Central Park West and 60th Street at West Corner. Right, let's go. 60th Street, Broadway. Here we go. 60th Street and Broadway. We're up. Need to walk towards there, I think. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna admit that I made a mistake this morning. I was supposed to wake up early to go for Mass, but I mixed up the timing with the 8:30 and the 9:30 one. I think because they have got two parishes, so I checked out of the hotel at 9, walked over, it's a quick 2-3 minutes walk, got to the church and all I saw was the priest giving out the I was upset a little bit. Then I sat down and I started to pray and I realized that actually I could go for another Mass in the evening just before I fly off. And I thought, wow, God provides. No, I did not think that. I thought, wow, that's not too bad. And then on hindsight, I thought, wow, God provides. Yeah. So I'm just out here in front of the Trump Tower. I'm just sitting here and waiting because I'm meeting my friend at 11. It is now 10:10. I'm 1 hour early. Well, since I'm 1 hour early, I've decided I want to say another huge, massive gratitude and huge word of thanks to Christine. Photo here. To Christine, to AAG for bringing me to places that I've never been to before. New York has been an amazing experience, which I think I'll talk a little bit more about it in this video. You will notice that I'm struggling to transit between the accent here and the accent I have back in Singapore. I also will talk about it a bit more later on. Later on. Okay, I'm gonna explore this area a little bit more. Now I'm gonna walk a little bit closer to the lunch place. Also because it's kind of freezing out here, my hands are pretty cold. I am about 3 streets away. So let's go. Alright then, leaving Trump Tower and headed towards Lincoln Square. Oh, I cannot tahan this accent walao 2 weeks only So before coming to New York, everybody told me that there will be polarizing views, that you will either love the city a lot or you hate the city a lot. I get both camps. I think I'm sitting in the middle and I want to share my thoughts and some observations about the city. Just because I have a camera and I can. Ooh, there's a park here. Okay, I'm gonna go to some place. But it's not a park, it is just some bushes and sitting benches. Alright. So before coming to New York, everyone was telling me polarizing views of New York. That I will either love it a lot or I will hate it a lot. And after being here for 2 weeks, I think I can understand their point of view. I don't agree and I don't disagree. I sit kind of in the middle and I want to share a little bit of why I think that is the case. You see, the main part of the city feels like there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of people moving, there's like traffic, there's cars, there's like trucks, there's a lot of things, the lights are on going all the time. But yet, concurrently, it feels like there is nothing. I don't know how to explain this. Like it feels buzzing and yet it's empty. I guess like it kind of gives you hope, you know, that if you were to, if anything were to happen and if you were to fail, you can always build up again, you can always start again, you can always try again. I think that's the magic of New York City that they mentioned, that they always talk about in songs and in shows, right? That's the magic of it. But yet, at the same time, you just feel almost lonely. I don't know how to phrase it. Almost lonely. Yeah, that's what I feel. I've got like 50 minutes to go. Okay, I'm gonna try and go in and see if I can get a seat. Maybe get a cup of coffee first and then wait for my friend to arrive. Okay, so they did let me in. And it's incredibly busy here, incredibly loud. We'll just wait for my friend to come and we'll see how it goes. It's been a while since I've seen her actually. So that was a great lunch. It's nice to catch up with a friend. I haven't seen her in a while. It's nice that she's here in New York as well. And now I'm back in my favourite part of town, in my favourite part of New York actually. Let me see if I can find a quiet spot to sit. I think in my bid for finding a place to sit with a table, I might end up walking the full Central Park. Like I've already done, I think, 1/3 or half of it at least. Not everything, but like bits and pieces, cutting into the different slopes and hills and burrows. Well, till I find a place to sit, I can't start talking. Let's go. Oh my god, I think I found it. After walking for an hour. I finally found it. Actually, you know what? After all the cinematography, I'm just going to change over to this table because I think this table looks cleaner. Alright, quick battery switch. Oh, I gotta switch it back. Okay, quick battery switch and we are back. Man, I miss speaking in the accent. Okay, let's see what we're going to talk about next. So this trip, we've been to many places. We opted not to travel out, I think because the distance between place to place is very far. Like from New York to Boston, from New York to Philadelphia is like another 2-3 hours there, and then another 2-3 hours back, and then we waste like almost half a day, and we didn't want to sacrifice that lah. We just wanted to have some time to relax and not to rush about from place to place. So I think for that reason we chose to stay in New York. I've been to many places. I took many photos. I think during here, as I'm talking about it, I'll flash some photos. I went to Flushing. We had one of the most authentic Chinese food. I'm not sure if that's like the right thing to say because it's kind of weird to have authentic food, authentic Chinese food in America. It's weird. We had like dim sum at one of the places that somebody recommended when I was buying some camera gear. Went to Flushing. I went to fulfill another dream of mine, which was to run in every city that we went to convention for. And this time around, I went running with Mark. We went to run from our hotel in the financial district around Battery Park to, where was it? Brooklyn Bridge. We did about a 6-kilometer run back and forth. It was cold. I didn't expect it to be this cold, but I layered up lah, so it wasn't that bad. I wore like I think some leggings, and I wore shorts over it, an inner layer and a jacket over. So it didn't feel that bad, but the place was very dusty. I keep getting phlegm build up the entire time. It was fun though. I managed to attend Mass in New York, which was great, on Sunday and today as well. Later on at 5 PM I'll be going. I went to watch 2 plays actually. I went to watch The Book of Mormon, which I thought was fantastic. It was a great laugh. It's a bit vulgar, but I think in the sake of humour, in the name of humour, right? I enjoyed it a lot. The jokes were great. Yeah. And I also watched Lion King. which I thought I would enjoy it a lot better if there wasn't that asshole of a kid who was sitting next to me, who was basically asking a lot of questions. I think it's alright, like as a kid you want to ask questions, but the parent, the dad didn't do anything about it. The kid was kicking the seat in front of me, kicking the seat where he was seated on, just bouncing around. It was I had great seats. I had like orchestra seats right smack in the middle where the sound like just is the best seats I could find. But the experience was kind of ruined by that. Of course, also through the experience of watching the play, I realized how much I wanted to watch the play with my wife. I feel like changing locations for the cinematography, but it took me an hour to walk here to finally find a seat, so I'm staying here. Now, I want to talk about the main motivation of why I chose to run so hard to qualify for New York. One of the main reasons why I chose to qualify for New York was because I wanted to do a pilgrimage. I wanted to visit my favorite YouTuber's office and try and catch a glimpse of him, maybe take a photo with him. But the day that I went there, it was Saturday. Was it Saturday or Friday? I can't remember. Friday or Saturday. Yeah. It was raining the whole day. It was cold, and I don't think he was in office. Sunday, I can't remember, like one of the weekends. And he wasn't in office. I waited for an hour or so. I braved the rain, I braved the cold. I took some photos here and there, but no, after 1 hour plus in like 1 degree, strong winds and rain, I decided that, you know what, it's okay. It's alright that I don't get to meet Casey. I gotta be extremely lucky if I did anyway. So I just took a photo of the office. I took this photo and I left. That was the main motivation why I wanted to clear New York actually, was to come and see the office of Casey Neistat, the home of Casey Neistat, which was the main motivation of why I started doing videos anyway. And you will see from my videos, I borrow a lot of ideas and inspiration from him. Oh, bring it back. So, about the code switching part, right? I find myself code switching a lot, especially when I go to countries that speak English differently from Singapore. Actually, every other country, I cannot even say that it's improper English. I think it's just our accent, right? There are other countries with more proper, I don't know if you can call it that. Other countries with different accents of English that I tend to adapt to the particular country. I tend to speak in their language a lot more, in their accent a lot more. And so, Jeremy Tang, this guy over here in this photo, actually says that it is a sign of adaptability, and I like that because I like praises, and that should be my outro. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Okay, one last bit. I'm gonna go for Mars now. Just nice, the weather is getting colder. I think it's like 3 PM. I'm gonna buy coffee for a friend, the coffee beans, and I'm gonna go for Mars, and then I'm really looking forward to a business class flight back home. And oh yeah, I'm also seeing my wife. Bye.